Hello, everybody. Checking, checking, checking. Mic sound checking. Hello, everybody. Checking, checking, checking. Mic sound checking. Make sure this is turned up. Okay, you guys. Hello. How are you guys doing today? Hope y'all are hearing me a lot better than I think. Checking my microphone sounds and checking to make sure that it's all good. Shows that it's 100%, so that's good. Let me check my OBS real quick. Make sure the sounds are up all the way, and they are. So that's good. Just making sure that we have sounds on here. Let me know how I sound in the chat. And I'm going to give it a minute for people to get into chat. Today's live stream is a little bit of a thing. I have some bad news for you guys. I don't know if y'all have been following news. However, we had and I'm gonna pull it up real quick. And I've been bothered by this today. Not to mention that today's just been really, really tough. However, a 29-year-old YouTuber by the name of Michaela took her life a few days ago, and her husband put out a video last night, and it has reached the news. This young girl's name was Michaela. She ran a fox sanctuary and dealt with a lot of animals. Okay, and I'm sorry, I'm feeling like I'm tearing up right now, because this young girl, Michaela, was 29 years old. She had a child and she had a husband. Okay. She also suffered from autism. Now let me go back here and tell you why the number for me hit me. My daughter is 29 years old. My daughter also suffers from autism. Okay, and that's just one of my daughters. And it really hit me because she has autism, but she had other things. And you probably wouldn't have been able to tell that she's autistic because she seems very normal. However, people that are autistic always feel like they are outside of the box. Okay, this young girl was being bullied, all right, by people online, all right. She had nasty stories being spread about her and was being picked on. We as a civilization need to do better. Bullying, if you see somebody being bullied, say something, step up. Don't be afraid of a bully, okay? 9 times out of 10, a person who is a bully is somebody who's having struggles in their own home, and their bullying is a cry for help. Okay? That's 9 times out of 10. My daughter was being bullied in high school, okay? So let's go back to that one. This is my other daughter. She was bullied in high school because she was overweight. Not to mention that the school was not mostly white, it was mostly African American, so she was bullied at that school. They didn't ask her what her nationality was. They didn't care, okay? I ended up withdrawing her from that school years ago, right? But as far as bullying, I don't condone it in my life, and I don't condone it from people I know. And if I see somebody being bullied, like even when I was in high school, I would step up and friend the bully faster than I would friend somebody who was bullying them. Okay, because let's nerds got to stick together. Okay, that's how I felt. I was never bullied growing up, but I have had people that have bullied me. And you know what? The one thing I learned about them is they got troubles in their own lives, and the best way to do anything for them is to pray about them and then ignore them. And that's how you do it. But this young girl, she was 29 years old. She has left behind a child and a husband and a whole fox sanctuary and so much stuff. Look, she's going to have nothing. Her life is over. She's gone. She's deceased. But her whole life was ahead of her. Okay? And she couldn't deal with the other problems that she was having. And then on top of that, the stresses that were coming at her from around the internet. All right? She, from what I've seen from following her channel, she had a heart of gold. Okay? I just don't understand the need for people to pick on others. So that's my opinion, and that's what I have to say about that. And the fact that she was 29 years old just hit me, because my own daughter is 29 years old and my own daughter is autistic. And I'll tell you what, mama would lay a whoop ass on somebody if they mess with my kid. Okay, that's just me. So anyway, we are looking at earthquakes for this afternoon. Hey Juby Joe, how are you? We're looking at earthquakes for this afternoon. There was a 5.0 in the Norwegian Sea, and we're going to go and look at where this earthquake occurred. I'm sorry, I'm really bothered by this. And then on top of that, I had just gotten home. When I found out, I'd just gotten home from the doctor's office. So I tell you what, I was already in one of those moods, but bullying is not acceptable. So, you guys, this is the Mid-Atlantic Ridge up here. And if we can see, this is the Eurasian North American divergent boundary where this is hitting. This is Jan Mayen over here. Then we have Greenland, Svalbard over here. We back up, we have, I believe this is Iceland and this is Greenland. Greenland is bigger than Iceland. Iceland has no snow, and Greenland is full of snow. Whoever named it that way, I don't know, that's what they did. If you're going to name an island Greenland, I think they ought to rename it to Whiteland. Okay, that's, just joking. Don't take that seriously. Doesn't this look like a boot? This looks like a boot. They say Italy looks like a boot, but this looks like somebody's leg with a boot. This is Novaya Zemlya. Okay, so this was where the earthquake occurred. This is the Jan Mayen over here. And this is Jan Mayen volcano. And it's an Arctic Ridge volcanic province right here. And then, of course, we have Iceland over here. So let's go back and look at our earthquakes again. See what we have. This one was 580 kilometers west-northwest of Andines, Norway. Population there is 2,700. Okay, so what we got next? We had a 5.3 south of Fiji Islands, a 5.4 Nicobar Islands, India region, a 5.0 Nicobar Islands, India region, a 5.3 Ryukyu Islands, Japan. And these are earthquakes that occurred yesterday. The only earthquakes that occurred today was a 5.4 Nicobar Islands, India region, the 5.3 south of Fiji Islands, it was 192 kilometers deep, and of course the 5.0 that I just showed you guys. So let's take a look at Oregon Live earthquake map. Let's see what we got there. A Grinch boot. Yeah, a Grinch boot. You're right. Or it could have been a Wicked Witch's boot. Okay, so Oregon Live. Let's see what we got from Oregon Live earthquake map for today. Since yesterday we pointed to one that was off the coast of Canada. If y'all missed that video, this is the earthquake that hit right here, which was 229 kilometers southeast of Cal Bay. And I went over an island which is in the area, which was Sable Island, and we talked about that island, which is located right here on this map. So that earthquake occurred on the 22nd, which was roughly 3 days ago. So as we're looking, I was mentioning that the East Coast should have an earthquake. I don't know which day this happened on. This was on the 23rd, and it was 2 kilometers south of Neoda. I think that's Neoda, Tennessee. So we're still watching, because in between having this bigger earthquake over here, which was a 3.8, and you look back here, we're going to do a rough line to here, and I'm going to say that I think we're looking at, and this is Pittsburgh, so we're looking up here in this area for an earthquake. I believe this is Philadelphia, right? Yeah, Pennsylvania, sorry. So we're looking in Pennsylvania area for an earthquake. So keep an eye on that area. Then on the 23rd, there was also the 1.6 Olympian Village, Missouri. But I'm not seeing anything bigger. We'd still have stuff going on over here. This was a 4.4 in Trinidad and Tobago on the 24th, which was yesterday. You guys, I have a storm getting ready to start outside of my house. So, not going to be doing a whole long live stream. Wanted to check in with you guys. Oh, we did have an earthquake up here. What we had? We had two of them. Okay, so today there was a 4.5 Tasiilaq, Greenland. And today there was also a 4.2 Tasiilaq, Greenland. Let's go look at this area on Google Earth, because these were today. So, Greenland's having earthquakes. I'm not used to seeing Greenland earthquakes. So this is interesting. Wonder what's there. There's a small island right there. Interesting. Big ice sheet.
I'm gonna cut you.
I'm busy. This is Lemon Bunk area. That's what it looks like. Kind of, those pictures. Interesting. So there were two within this area. See what's here. There's a hot spot there, so I don't know why there's a hot spot. Every Trail and Tasiilaq Island Hike is there. That's beautiful. That's Nordford. But as far as, let me see here, Greenland's population. Greenland population as of now is 56,865 people as of 2023. So I don't know what they have as of 2025. So let's see, as of 2025. Let's see if I can find that. Still relatively 56,542 according to city population, and that's an official estimate. So another source, Wordometer, indicates a population of 55,745 with a yearly decrease of 0.17%. So yes, Greenland does have people that live on it. So those earthquakes may have been felt depending on if those people live in those areas. Let's see here. Twos in Tennessee. We can look up Tennessee information if you want. Didn't do it right. So let's see here. The 22nd. So just for this month, there has been twos in Tennessee, and that was in Eastern Tennessee and Tennessee. During last month, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the month before there was 4. The month before that, there was 3. The month before that, there was 3. So I can't say that they've become more, but depending on the fact that it is the 22nd of this month and there's only been 2, I would say maybe lesser. So we'll see, and we'll just keep an eye on it. I know you live in Tennessee, so that is probably something to be keeping an eye on. There was a earthquake 5/10, 2025. It was a 4.1 in Eastern Tennessee. So you can see the ones here, and hasn't been another 4 since 12/12/2018. So that'll tell you something. There's a lot of difference in between the 4s that have occurred. And then I don't have any 5s to list right now, even though they're probably in history, I just don't have them. And that doesn't account for smaller earthquakes. Smaller earthquakes are not listed, unfortunately, by USGS and EMSC on their listings unless you go on, and let me see if I can show you this. I don't know if I've showed you guys this, but USGS has regions. So, don't want regional map. I want USGS earthquake regions. Information by region. So, if you look it up, you can find information by region, and you can look up Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, all the way through Hawaii, Puerto Rico, and all these different areas. You can look on here to find earthquakes that go back significant amount of years. Let's say we want to look up, let's do Washington. Not Washington, D.C., but Washington. Let's do Washington State. So you can go here and you put in all earthquakes past 30 days, okay? And this will show you all the earthquakes that have occurred in the past 30 days. But they also, interestingly enough, add in Idaho and all these other states. But when you want to get it down here really small, then you do it this way, and you scroll in on it, then it'll give you just all of Washington's. So, what was this one? That's Amboy. Government Camp, Oregon. It'll show you some of Oregon if Oregon's in there. So, it'll show you all the earthquakes that have occurred, the 0.0 and greater. So, that is a way to look up those earthquakes that have occurred in those areas. So, I'll give you guys this in chat, and then y'all can know where to go to look up history of earthquakes.
Hi, Grandma. Look.
So anyways, you guys, I went to the doctor's today. I haven't been feeling well the last few days. I'm sure I've told you guys I wasn't feeling really good. And they gave me a blood pressure classic cuff, which I have to do my own blood pressure every single day because apparently I'm having a heart issue, which I knew I was, but I didn't know that it had gotten to a point where it was just making me feel sick and tired and drowsy. So, just, you guys keep me in thought. Thank you, Skylar, but I'm a little busy right now. My granddaughter's writing me, "I love you, Grandma," on paper. Really cute. So anyways, back to this. This here is from USGS, okay? So, on some of these areas, let's say North Carolina, all right? North Carolina, some of these are different. You can get all earthquakes for North Carolina 1900 to present, okay? So you can go and find these earthquakes from different regions way back, all right? So maybe if you're looking for a certain earthquake and you're like, did that earthquake happen? You might pop in this and take a look in this area for that state and find that earthquake that you're looking for. Because I know a lot of people don't know this exists. What they look at is they look at the USGS map, okay? And it shows all the earthquakes 2.0 and above. And then you're like, well, why did I think there might have been an earthquake today? And I know I felt something. Well, go and check this map here and you might see that it's on there. Okay, you guys, so anyway, what else? Can y'all hear that it's raining outside? I thought it was going to lightning storm and all of that, but I don't think that we're going to be having that. Today was so hot outside. Oh my God. I had to take my daughter around. As y'all know, I told you she's moving to Kentucky. And I had to take her around today, get her son signed out of school, and a whole bunch of stuff, right? So at one point, she left me sitting in the car, and I was like, okay, I wasn't going to run the AC because I didn't want to run the gas in the car because, you know, don't have a whole lot of gas, and the first is coming up. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to put gas in the car. So I'm sitting in the car, and the next thing I know, I'm like, I'm dying. I am literally melting, right? And I was like, I had to turn the car back on, and I was like, how hot is it? Well, today it has been hot. It felt like, I'm going to tell you, it says it's 98 degrees right now. So I'll show you this. It Says it's 98 degrees, feels like 106. Okay? I felt like it was hotter than 100. That was for sure. I really felt like it was really, really hot. And yeah, this says we're having thunders, but I don't see any thunders. It's just a lot of wind and some rain. Hopefully the internet doesn't go out again. But if it does, you guys, I got on today and I talked to y'all. I was debating whether or not I would get online. You're asking me, is there any active volcanoes in Arizona? Let me go to my Google map because I believe that there is. Google my maps. Okay, so let me get this off of here. Go over here. Well, that isn't what I want. Title. Okay, so Arizona. Arizona, we have volcanoes and cinder cones in Arizona. Yet Mount Baldy, Mount Eden, San Francisco Peaks, Uinkaret volcano. Uinkaret is always busy. Vulcan's Throne, SP crater, Sunset crater, Rodin crater, Strawberry crater, Double crater, Black Bottom crater, Colton crater, Sentinel Plain, Springville volcanic field, San Carlos volcanic field, and Geronimo volcanic field. And then the craters over here are moon craters, Shelba, Sister craters, Merriam craters, Francis craters, Haywire crater, Stewart crater, the Sprout, Saddle crater, O'Neill crater, Lennox crater, Pinnacle crater, and Moon crater. So, active volcano in Arizona. Okay, so there isn't any currently erupting volcanoes in Arizona. The state does have active volcanic fields. The San Francisco volcanic field near Flagstaff and the Uinkaret volcanic field near the Grand Canyon are considered active, meaning they have the potential for future eruptions. Sunset crater is within the San Francisco field, is a well-known cinder cone that last erupted 1085 CE, and that's according to the National Park Service. So, to answer your question, yes. What is 46 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? I'm going to say that sounds more like 80, but let me see. 46 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit. It's 114.8 degrees, Richard. It's 0.8. Gotta add that 0.8 in there, George. 0.8. Okay, so this is the volcanoes in Arizona. Anybody want to see any other ones before I close out? I have Wyoming. I have the ones on the East Coast. These are all central to East Coast. Y'all can see we have some here. There is a volcano, and I'm going to look through here and find it, because I found it was very interesting that they actually built a town on top of the volcano. I mean, go figure that one. I just know that it's over here somewhere. Okay, here it is. Jackson Volcano is an extinct volcano located 2,900 feet or 884 meters beneath the city of Jackson, Mississippi, under the Mississippi Coliseum. It is the only volcano located directly below a capital city in the United States. The volcano was discovered in 1819. Jackson Volcano is believed to have been extinct for at least 66 million years. Interesting, right? There's so much you can learn by just going through and doing studies and stuff on things. But I put all of these volcanoes into maps so that I could be able to figure out, like when there's an earthquake, if it's actually happening in a volcanic field or if it's a volcanic area. And then we did the underwater geological features, and there's just a lot of stuff. I did volcanoes of Hungary, volcanoes of Greece, Syria's volcanoes and fields, Jordan volcanic fields. There are volcanoes in Saudi Arabia. Israel has volcanoes. A lot of people may not know that. Israel has Mount Perez, Horns of Hayton. There's an untitled one here. Mount Bental, Mount Baron, Mount Hosak, Mount Ram, Mount Shifron, Mount Odom, Mount Avital, Mount Benai Rasan, Mount Verda, Mount Yosephon, Mount Hermonite, Mount Karim, and don't get me to say these because they call them tells, okay, and Tel Saki. So these are the volcanoes that are in Israel, and they go down a line kind of like you would see along the Cratons. So they actually have one here, which is Horns of Hatton, is over here on the other side of the Sea of Galilee. So interesting stuff, you guys. I always enjoyed going over different maps and things. So if you're interested, just shoot me a message if you want to know more about volcanoes. I do have a long list on my YouTube channel of volcano videos that I have done where I went over the volcanoes. Now, to be honest, just so you know, those videos were done several years ago. They're probably not as high quality as they would be today if I was to do them. So I may redo these videos. Also, something I did was I stalked down the power plants in the USA. Interesting, right? So I have a map of those too. Okay, so let's get out of the maps. And let's get out of USGS. Let's get out of Interactive. And let's see what the latest earthquake is in the world, which was a 2.6 near the coast of western Turkey. Anyways, you guys, if you liked my video, you liked my update, please give me a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please share the video with somebody who might find things are interesting. I do videos during the week except for if I have doctor's appointments or something major and interesting comes up. Next week, which is, I'm going to say, the 30th through the 4th. The 30th through the 4th, you guys, I probably will not be making any videos. I'm not going to explain why, but I do have something coming up that I have to take care of. Anyways, you guys, I love you. Please remember to tell someone you love them. Tomorrow is never promised, and make each day an adventure. And remember, if you see somebody being bullied, stand up, say something, and report it. Do not allow other people to be bullied by anyone. Anyways, you guys, I love you. Please remember to tell someone else that you love them. Get outside, make each day an adventure. If you're going through areas like I am, where we're having nice heat that feels like 106 degrees, remember to stay cool, to stay hydrated, to stay inside and stay alive. Anyways, you guys, I will see you all on the next live update, which is probably going to be tomorrow. Unless there's something big in the world that happens today and I need to get on and talk about it. Juby Joe, thank you for being here. George, Richard, thank you for moderating today. To everybody else who's checked into the channel, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the live update. I appreciate you. And I will see you all tomorrow. Much love.